Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Science College grounds here in Mount Lavinia, as St. Thomas's College have made the short trip down from the beach side to take on Science College in this week 3 fixture of the Dialog Schools Rugby League. Plenty riding on this one for both outfits. The Tomians probably haven't been as convincing as they would have liked, even though they got to the line last week. Science College will be hurting after blowing a 19-point lead against Zaira College last week. And partly cloudy over Mount Lavinia at the moment. Looks like a pretty decent conditions as I welcome Sean, our singer, into the commentary box. Very good afternoon.
Thanks very much, Nathan. Yes, it looks outstanding conditions for rugby at the moment because the clouds have come in. It's a little cooler than it was. The sun is behind those clouds, so it makes for some nice running rugby, and this ground is hard as well. The ball should travel quite a distance of the bounce as well, and I think it's going to be a real battle over Mount Lavinia this afternoon. Here are the fixtures and results from the last week or this week. We had just one match at St. Peter's and another 50-point performance against Prince of Wales.
Yes, Pete writes, probably not as convincing as they wanted to be in that second half, but got over the line convincingly. 65 points, 21 and 7 games on Super Saturday on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare. Mahanama taking on St. Joseph's, Ananda welcoming Wesley. DSA Naga and St. Anthony's both looking for their first win. Probably the game of the week at Nithavela as Sri Subangala take on Trinity. Royal take on Zaira at the complex. Thurston welcome Kingswood to the Sukudasa. And here on your screen, Science College welcoming St. Thomas's College. And then we'll round out week 3 tomorrow with Lavinia College taking on Isipatana College in that Havelock Town rivalry. Plenty of interesting games this week, isn't it?
Yes, I like the look at the Royal College versus Hera College one. That should be good as well. And the Sri Subangala making another short trip over to Palagale. That should be an interesting game. Also, they want to underline their supremacy and the steps that they have made. We want to underscore all those against their hometown as well.
So we take a look at the current standings in this group. Royal and Zaira both with 2 bonus point victories in their first 2 games. Zaira beating Science College today's home side last week. St. Thomas's, after missing out against Thurston College in week 1, managed to get over the line against Kingswood in week 2. They sit on 8 points. Thurston unable to salvage anything from that game against Royal, despite playing pretty well in that first half. They sit on 6 points, and Kingswood and Science yet to notch up a win, sit on just the 1 losing bonus point each.
Royal College outstanding favourites to go through from this group. Nathan, I don't think they will be caught. But of course, for second place, Zaira and SCC will be competing. Zaira very much in front at the moment because of those 4 points. But St. Thomas's did get the 2 losing bonus points from their match against Thurston. That could prove crucial in the final equation. Thurston, Kingswood and Science will be desperate to win today. And if St. Thomas's lose, you have to think that their passage through to the Cup Championship will be over for this year. But if they do win, they will keep the pressure on Zaira, who are playing tough opposition today against Royal. I don't know if they will get off the mark of those 12 points. They will need at least a losing bonus point or 2 if they have to keep the pressure on.
Yes, so ideal opportunity, I'd say, for Tomian to revive their season almost. As with that being said, we'll head into a short commercial break with the team cards and the live action on the other side.
Nava Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection samagin pirimin sadahamai.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Yes, too fresh.
Park Avenue, long-lasting fragrance, unshakable confidence.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසි කූල්. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Every modern professional needs Vantage. For those who demand the best. Vantage for the modern professional.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Move Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Saratona enjoy karana party ekata go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth ekata go ekak.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Vantage for the modern professional.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence. Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Let's KFC.
Making moments special. Most value for money from KFC.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamai.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
For passion, a competitive spirit is for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right, real energy.
So welcome back to the Science College grounds in Mount Lavinia as both teams have just taken to the field led out by the two opposing number 8s, Demita Setwin and Mikhail Karunaratne, as we take a look at the visitors team card.
Vishwa Arimansa alongside Vishwa Akash in the prop. Saman Imran retains his place at hooker. Shayan Nawaz in the second row. He's been starting for a couple of weeks. And Idunet Bandara comes in for the injured Manika Surya. Ramit Vijayasinghe, Mikhail Karunaratne and Tiash Aluviara has been the preferred third row for St. Thomas's so far. Archer Mendes, the senior man, comes back into the number 9 jersey, and he will pair off with Mayanka Dias in place of the injured Udan Bulatsinghe. Rehan Varnasuriya on the left wing. Chanut Tahaliagora comes back and brings some beef into that midfield position, and there will be Zaidan Akbar who will be partnering him. Sabri Nizran comes on to the right wing, and Roja Karavita had a good game last week against Kingswood in the fullback jersey. Jayasena, Reginald Migama, Simon, Fernando, Muhundan, Piyaratna and Dammage make up the reserves.
Yes, it's great that Aliagoda returns to his Tomian lineup. They are missing a player like him as we take a look at the home team. Couple of changes in their front row as well, as Damita Hettiara, Chinikesh Pehasar and Tarusha Garlage in the front row. Netum Senaratna and Dehan Marwanga in the lock-in combination, and third row of Mohammad Nabil who comes into the side, Demita Silva and Riveen Edisurya. The impressive halfback combination for Science College. Metuka Edrisinghe continues with Oshada Fonseca, with Malidu Munasinghe and Minula Bedira in the centres, and a back three of Tarusha Vitanage, Ashen Induranga and Akila Rajapaksha, with Ivansh Bandara, Ranvelage, Yashen Bandara, Nesadu Dineth and Udesh set to finish.
Very proud moment for Science College. Of course, they have the national captain to boast of their illustrious alumni. Lasin Ishan Karnatilak, I'm sure he'll be watching this game and hoping that Science College will be able to take a step against their more favoured hometown rivals. But the school songs now.
So formalities done, and both sets of players will be riled up for this clash.
Thank you everyone for joining
St.
us
Thomas's
with
College
the
and
May
Science
I
College.
invite the following for the team introduction. Mr. Iran Ranasinghe, Managing Director of George Stewart Health and Principal Sponsor for Science Rugby, and also Mrs. Ranasinghe. Mr. Asanka S. Pereira, Warden of St. Thomas's College.
In fact, a few more
and
formalities
Mr.
to go as
Principal of Science College.
players will be
And
introduced
Mr.
to a set of
Rushan
dignitaries
Vikramasinghe,
for today.
Secretary of Science College Rugby Support Group, to accompany them to the conduct them to the team's introduction.
It's a middle of the table clash versus a bottom of the table clash today, Nathan, and it looks like it's going to be a close one. Watching the teams warm up, there's not really them physically. The Science College team is pretty big, and I don't think St. Thomas's can take it for granted that they will be able to smash the Science College team up front. So I think it'll be a very interesting afternoon.
Yes, indeed, and especially St. Thomas. I thought they looked really weak at the breakdowns and were really scrappy in their handling over the past couple of weeks. And Science College, they love a broken game, don't they, Janaga?
Yes, they certainly do. They will want to run at from every possible place in this field, and they know this ground pretty well as well, so they'll know exactly where the ball is going to bounce to. They'll know which touch lines to mark, how far back to stand for touch kicks, etc. So those are the little things that really help a home team. So that's something that St. Thomas's will have to be mindful of. But as you said, against Kingswood, St. Thomas's coughed up a lot of ball. It was Kingswood who weren't able to really convert that turnover pressure into points. But Science College would have seen that, and they would have seen, look, we can actually compete at the breakdown before they form a ruck. So that's something I'm sure Science College would have taken into consideration, and will want the game to be broken open and have it really fast and loose.
Yes, certainly, and Science have the skill in their backline to do so. Osha the Fonseca has looked really impressive in the couple of games that we've seen so far, as has his
often do, and he will be assisted by Hassan Taveranka, the senior assistant, and Nadish Chaturang will be on the touchlines as well. Not to forget also the great bond between these two schools, the hometown neighbours, Nathan, and the junior game is played for the MEC Pereira Trophy. MEC Pereira, one of the stalwarts of Tomian Rugby, a long-time junior coach at St. Thomas's who lent a huge helping hand to the development of science rugby back in the day, and I think a lot of their genesis is down to do with the benefaction in terms of both resources and expertise that he brought as Akbar kicks off.
Yes, collection is good and immediately taking no chances, and that's an excellent kick to touch from the Science College player. I believe that's Ashen Induranga, who's starting at fullback today. Played at 40 in the last couple of games. He's made that positional shift and looks like he has the heavy boot on him.
So Thomas's won't mind that. They've had problems with Vanika Surya gone, that's going to be interesting to see how they're going to solve those problems. Aman Imran has added a little bit of accuracy with his throws, but let's see who to.
Space opening up. The pass needed to be a bit more accurate there from the Tomian fullback Science, as you can see, trying to contest at those breakdowns. Tomian doing well at the moment to recycle. This is exactly what we talked about right before kickoff. That's a big hit on Vishwa Akash from his. Now here's Akbar, tries to go into the gap. Tomian's gaining slowly but surely inside ball from falls on the wrong side, gets his hand over the ball, does the number 7, that's Rivin Edrisurya for Science College, and this is exactly what
certainly is. Nathan does look like they have fixed those problems. Really need to make sure that they earn the right to ensure that when they were playing in that outstanding third row, Jerome Kano, Richie McCaw and himself, that they always made sure that there was involvement of one of them wherever the ruck was formed, whether it was on the left, middle or right side of the field. Let's watch this turnover here. Karavita stepping in, and Dias really needed to get there and make sure that he got over the ball and helped his fullback before the Science flanker got there.
It's 100% Shanagan. That's what you want from your third row as well, isn't it? It's those guys that want to be all around the park and want to be at a ruck wherever that ruck may be. It's going to be a Rexona line out in favor of Science College, just outside the Tomian 22. And Tarusha Galage will want to get his lines right. Trying to form that maul, but Tomian's doing well to counter it first time. Now trying to wheel it around Science. Gets the legs pumping. And this is much better at the breakdown from Science. Some good latch work from Edrisurya. Now looking to hit the Tomians with their forwards. We said that they have some heavy lads in their pack. They'll look to use all of that with this attacking chance. As Silva, the skipper, now trying to go against the grain is Munasinghe. Switching direction through Edrisurya. Edrisurya snipes through the gap. Edrisurya brought Science to within 5 meters of this Tomian whitewash. The forwards are there in their numbers. Here's Garlage. Very patient through the phases here, Science, and there's no rush. That could counter-ruck there from Karuna Ratna, is forcing Edrisurya. Send it out, but again, excellent work from the forwards, pairing up. Here's Pahasara, bit isolated, and gets over the ball. Does Mikhail Karuna Ratna, I believe. After all that great work, Shanaka, Pahasara was let down by his teammates, then you have to say that's a chance that Science College have coughed up.
Well, the same mistake from both teams early on, Nathan, that they haven't protected the ball when their ball carrier got isolated. You need to win that race for space, as Eddie Jones likes to call it. And it was good discipline from St. Thomas's in the end. They went through quite a few phases there and eventually managed to keep that discipline, which is something that they'll be happy about. But they'll have to make sure that they manage to contain that driving maul that gained quite a lot of meters, more meters than they would have liked early on.
Let's take a look at the replay there. Papare support just took a bit too long to arrive, and I think that's Shan Nawaz who got the turnover in the end. This time the line out is overthrown by Imran, picked up gleefully by Munasingh, and Science with some front football just outside the Tomian 22 once again. Persistent with that forwards game, Shanaga, the Science College boys.
Yes, it's morale sapping stuff, isn't it? When you've defended so well on your line and then you overthrow the line out ball, and this is where the Science tails will be up. As you said, they've started very well in all the games that they've played. 19 points up against Zahira last week. Really took Royal College to the line early on as well. They're losing ground here.
Yes, Papare once again, this time rush defense of the Tomians, pushes back their opponents. Ediri Surya goes to his line. Here's Abedira running around the outside. That winger needed to come in at a better angle for support. Ediri Surya to his forwards, that's Galage, probably the biggest man in the Science pack. And here's Rivin Ediri Surya. After loads of forward pressure, not even conceded an advantage so far. Now here they are spreading it out wide, but unfortunately that came off the hand, dropped it cold, and Science College have coughed up another opportunity.
Defense once again from the Tomians, very patient. As you said, managed not to concede, didn't get in front of the front foot and cramped up the Science. Set piece, they completely gave that ball away, and now they've got exit plan probably. Can't kick the ball out directly into touch, so they'll have to make sure that the chase is good, and this is where you need everyone on alert, not just the forwards.
Yes, first vantage scrum of the game. Sets it up for Akbar. Akbar thumps this one downfield. And the chase is excellent from St. Thomas's. This is much more like it from Rehan Varnas.
Varna Surya has been good. He's played in the centres and on the wing as well, and showing a great turn of pace there.
It's unfortunate there. It forward, and those handling errors continue to creep in. But take a look at this replay. Akbar sent it high, gave his chaser enough time to run onto that, and you have to question what that led in. The number 15 jumper for Science was doing caught ball watching, and Varna Surya was there to pounce.
Yes, it was an excellent chase, and a kick, they say, is only as good as his chase, and that was a superb chase by Varna Surya. But once again, in the set piece, an early engage, and St. Thomas's are given the ball away, and Science will choose to run it at them.
Yes, Ediri Singh out to Manuranga. Good effort at ruck time from the Tomians. This is much more like it defensively. It's that man, Varna Surya, once again, who's really putting the pressure on the home team. Science now committing at least 4 or 5 bodies into that ruck. It's all looking a bit lateral at the moment. Here's Galage, latched onto by his skipper.
Looked like that's setting up for a box here, Nathan. Haven't seen much of it so far, but they're with the win.
Yes, and almost telegraphed that, isn't it? Shanaka through Edith Singh. The chase is good, and it's knocked on by the Tomian player, and that's gone out into touch. So a more ball for Science, and that box kick with the win, like you said, Shanaka, turned out to be the correct decision in my opinion.
So I think they had an option there, whether it was going to be a line out or a scrum, and it looks like they have chosen the scrum, have Science. So they're backing their three quarters here. Varnasuriya just trying to take that over his shoulder, didn't read it, and once again it's that strong breeze, because you saw that he almost had it in his sights and just went over his head.
Idris Singh with the feed, and they look to spread it out. Bit of scrappy ball though, but it's fallen kindly into the hands of Akila Rajapaksha, who takes the ball inside the Tomian 22. Now here's Gallage. Still not going to their backs, Science College. Damita Hittiarachi with a strong carry. Now it's there for Netum Senaratna. The Tomian player got over the ball, and this is excellent defensive work once again from St. Thomas's, but it's all been camped inside their own half, Shanaka. That will be the worrying part from this first 10 minutes.
Yes, I don't think St. Thomas's have gone into the Science half at all. Ever since they kicked off, the line out was pretty much on the 50-meter line, the first line out of the game, and since then Science have been camped in the Tomian half. But if they can absorb this pressure and not concede any points, I think they will be happier for it.
Yes, certainly. I think Science College will feel like they should have scored. They had 2 or 3 chances so far. Take a look at how that last turnover went. Again, just isolating their man. That support coming in from behind is taking a bit too long. And that too, it was their scrum half who came to contest that ruck, Shanaka. As this time the line out work is a lot cleaner from St. Thomas. As here's Mikael Karunaratne bursting through the first line of defense, got in those legs pumping, taking the Tomians close to halfway. Akbar sends it back to Ahaliagoda. Here's Dias on the wider channel. Idrisuriya gets over the ball, but he's done well to make it available as the Tomian fly half. This is a lot better from St. Thomas's. Arch on the blind side now to the number 14. Just slipped there, did Sabrin Isran, but has done well to regain his footing, get it back in field. Now spots that half gap. There's Romit Vijay Singh. Here it is for Karunaratne, bursting through that first line of defense. Such a strong ball carrier is Mikael Karunaratne. Karavita spots the gap, has Archer running that inside line. Now here come St. Thomas's, but looks like that supporting player came in through the side, Shanaka. That's unfortunate.
Undoing the good work there, but that's better from a Tomian point of view. But once again, Science managed to hold on, and now with the wind, managed to almost get a 50-22 in there.
Yes, we're under advantage as well. Tomians not back the 10 meters. Science privy to that and taking the quick tap. Take a look here. Was a good half break from Karavita. Mendis did the right thing, but unfortunately we're just let down by their supporting players. Just there, I think Akbar is the guilty party. Came in from the side, and looks like that Science player has stayed on the floor.
Yes, the accuracy is so important, isn't it? Speaking to the New Zealand under-85s as well, they were talking so much about not just the breakdown work, but the detail around the breakdown work, Nathan. How you can commit less players to the breakdown if you're just more accurate, so you've got more players on your feet to allow for as ball carriers. So that's something that St. Thomas's need to be mindful of. It was probably a rush of luck to the head because they just managed to get into the half. They had a break, they managed to make a few meters, and Akbar needs to make sure that, not just Akbar, but all these players need to make sure that they don't undo the good work they do getting up to that point.
Yes, certainly, Shanaka. Plenty of things to learn for these lads, isn't it? That's the benefit of having tour insights like the New Zealand under 85 kilo team, but it's how they apply it to their game that will be important. As Abedira looks for touch and takes Science College right inside the Tomian red zone.
Yeah, wonderful kick, wasn't it? I don't think you can discount the impact that this wind is having. Science College with the wind in the first half, which means that they will be playing against it in the second half. So they will want to go into the half with maybe at least a 10-point lead, because this wind is creating problems for the team playing into it.
Yes, Gallagher, more clean work at the line out from Science, and they've set that roll in ball once again. This time St. Thomas's couldn't defend it first time, and they're still gaining inch by inch. These Science College forwards got the entire pack in there, wheeling it around and still going towards the line. This is excellent stuff from Science College. Now just about 7 meters short, still going with that roll-in ball. This is absolutely brilliant stuff from the forwards. Tomian's been warned off that ball, and Science College, are they going to go all the way? Yes, they are. That's the first Amana Bank try, and it's the man who started it all off, Tarusha Gallagher, the biggest man in that Science pack, gets them their first score.
Well, that is a blow through the heart of the Tomians. This big forward pack absolutely decimated, a 22-meter driving ball, and that is embarrassing for any team. And any forward pack should hang their heads in shame at allowing that. But we'll go back to the formation of the driving maul as Tarusha Gallagher gets his name on the score sheet, but that score should go down 12.5% to every single member of that Science forward pack. As we await the goal conversion, Science College drawing first blood as they have been doing this season. Just shaves the upright, that's unlucky. But if we can go back to the formation of this driving maul, not just where it was scored, but on the 22-meter line, if we can go back to the line out, that will be fantastic for us to see, show you exactly what went wrong there. But it's a really nice, tight arrowhead formation from Science, so it was a really well-worked try. They kept the pressure on, and they kept their patience, Nathan. That was the important part. There was good communication inside that tight driving maul, and it was really well executed.
Yes, certainly. Tomians have had some trouble defending that first maul that Science College formed, and this time they've let them drive that entire 22 meters and score the try. Looks like there has been a loss forward here. Be interesting to see that on replay as well, what exactly took place off the restart. And kick in with the wind, I think Science would have wanted that conversion. Unfortunately, Fonseca brushed that off the upright.
There is a bit of a diagonal wind though. It is coming from the top left of your screen to the bottom right, which is why the ball got slightly pushed away. I think there was a knock forward on the floor here. Yep. Referee Alexander just getting the call from Weranga there. St. Thomas is now with an opportunity. The first real set piece in the opposition half.
Small crash ball from Chanu Tahliagodu. This is exactly what St. Thomas's have been missing in their first few games. Karunaratna overran that one, but luckily fell kindly into the hands of Archer. Here's Karavita now, pops it up to his winger, breaks past the first tackle, but is bundled into touch there by Minlu Abedir. But this is a lot better from St. Thomas's.
Sabri Nizran absolutely needed to step off his left foot and come back into the field of play there. Needed to keep it inaccurate from Archer Mendes. But the broken field allowed St. Thomas's a little, but this is where it needed to be straightened a little bit by Karavita. He needed to
now need to get them out of trouble from their own 22 this time. Edri Surya takes it into contact, sets up that exit for Abedira, who can take player outside the red zone.
Edri Surya has been very good for Science so far on both sides of the ball, Nathan. And their forwards look like they're really up for it. And sometimes when you're up against a bigger forward pack, it is a chance to test yourself, as the Rexona lineouts stat is up on your screen. 4 to Science and 2 to St. Thomas's. That's not a good statistic if you're a Tomian fan.
This time goes to number 2, does Imran. The Tomians, their egos will be bruised after that conceding that try on the roll-in maul, so they're trying one themselves. Yes, Makail Karunaratne at the back of it. Doing well to stay up are the Tomian forwards, winning that advantage as well. Science not keeping their discipline in defense. Still going, this time brought down. Does well to place it, does the ball carrier, still playing under advantage. St. Thomas's College. So they've hit back with a rolling maul of their own, and now that's another advantage coming their way. Has a free roll of the dice here, does Archer. Lovely wraparound move, Nisran to Mayank Dias. Swings it out wide to Varna Surya, who's unfortunately just lost his foot in, but does well to cut back in and bring the Tomians within 5 meters. Quick ball from Archer once again. Just a couple of phases short now. Goes on the short side. And another advantage coming the way of St. Thomas's. They absolutely need to score here. Varna Surya takes it within a foot of the line. And looks like that ball has been lost forward by Shahan Nawaz. But I think 3 penalty advantages that were played by referee Alex Dana. Certainly I think Demita Silva will get a talking to.
What will St. Thomas's do here? They're going to go to the corner, or they're going to maybe take the shortcut. Yes, they are.
Taken quickly by Karunaratne, just short of the line, and the Tomians get over. They've hit back. They're answering the forward pressure from Science College with some forward pressure of their own. And I think that's Aman Imran that has gone over for the score. And it's 5 apiece here at Mount Lavinia.
Good work from the forwards once again. They had to get round and make sure they cleared. Gave some really fast ball to Archer Mendes, and that was good to see. Mendes having plenty of willing runners. Shahan Nawaz doing well in the line out as well. Aryavansa right on the back of Aman Imran and the 2 big front rowers going over. Good technique in the close quarters as they get a little bit of advice from Srinath Surya Bandara.
Yes, but what's important is they've got their first Amana Bank try on the board. Dias will look to convert against the win. Unfortunately misses that one, and will have a 1-minute water break. We've seen some very creative plays off quick taps, Shanaka, in recent weeks, especially in the international scene. And Tomians once again, this time been a bit more direct, going straight through the middle and showing that that can still work.
Yes, barging straight through the middle is one of the most effective tactics in rugby, of course. But yes, the quick tap work, especially from Leinster, has been outstanding, hasn't it, Nathan? They're keeping it simple, but also letting the ball do the work. Here's a close-up of that last try. See Aman seeing the loose ball, picking it up and getting driven over by his friends. They'll need to just want to make sure they calm themselves down. It's 5-all at the moment, and just play in the right areas of the field. They've just been coughing up ball that they didn't need to give on a plate to Science, and Science have been very gratefully lapping it up, making sure that they've played in the right areas, Nathan. So game management wise, Science have been doing pretty well so far.
Yes, but I think they'd want a couple more scores on the board, Shanaka, especially with that win factor, and especially considering that they haven't been able to play the 70 minutes in the games that they played so far this season. While they're still at it and while they're still at their peak, they'd want to get as much points as possible. Try and get ahead in this game, because we know there is a second half surge that's going to come off that Tomian bench.
So, gentlemen, I was talking about just before kickoff, Semisi Pereira proudly sporting his Tomian tie, but is as much at home here at Science College as he is at the big club grounds. Warden Hasanka Pereira looks on alongside the principal of Science College, and Science will restart.
Fonseca puts it high, and that's an excellent restart. Aluvihare just couldn't read that, let it bounce, and there'll be some pressure on this line out just outside the Tomian 22.
Just the lack of concentration there, isn't it? you've got to start with the touchlines and come in. Not allow the ball to bounce off those kickoffs.
This time overthrown once again gleefully into the hands of Edri Surya, probably the most impressive Science player so far. He's taken the ball into the 22 before eventually being wrestled down. Science still keeping it close quarters. That was Niket Pahasara. But that's a big hit coming in from the Tomian skipper. Ball is loose as well, does well to get over the top of it. But referee Alex says that there has been a knock on there, I think, in the Tomian skipper's effort to try and jackal. That will take a look at the replay.
He did rip it before it went to the floor, and it did come forward off his hand, so referee Alexander right on the money there with that call. And quite fortuitously, there is another vantage scrum available in a really good attacking position for Science College.
It's right in front of the post as Edri Singh feeds it in. Now they look to spread it. Here's Muna Singh. That's a big lift and spear, making his presence felt there, Mankadas. But Science have done well to keep it. Now here's Sena Ratna cutting inside. Once again out to Damita Hettiarachi, who breaks past the first line of defense to take Science back into the 22. Sells the dummy, does Edri Singh. But good cover defense that time from St. Thomas's. Now once again hitting those fringes through the big lads, Hettiarachi, Galege and their skipper Demita Silva. The bulk of the heavy lift in here. St. Thomas's once again have held their discipline, but giving away those advantages. Just as I say that, I think I put the commentator's curse on them, Shanaka. Here's Pasara. Another strong carry, and that Tomian lad needs to get out of that ruck. Chipped ahead by the scrum half. Bounce is not kind to Science College, but they'll have that advantage to come back to.
Well, it was a free play, which is why he tried it. He knew exactly what he was doing, and they've got an easy 3-point under the posts. If I was Science, I would certainly go for a try here. Don't think penalties are going to give them enough of a cushion when the wind turns in the second half, but they will want to go into the halftime break with a lead.
Let's take a look. That was the offside penalty that was conceded. And then just there, another advantage played. I think it was Idunet Bandara not rolling out of that breakdown. And Fonseca, probably one of the easiest kicks he'll get to try and put Science College back in the lead. And the crowd will tell you that that one has sailed through the uprights. So it's 8 points to 5 in favor of Science College. 10 minutes still left to play in this first half.
Moshe Fonseca with his first successful kick of the evening. Couldn't have asked for an easier one. Shaved the upright on a more difficult conversion. But this is good from Science. They'll need to keep chipping away and turn all this territorial pressure that they've had in the last 25 minutes into points, Nathan.
Yes, they'll get possession back from this kickoff. Crucial phase of play coming up. If you're a Science College supporter, picked up by the skipper Silva, who does well to stay on his feet till support arrived. Here's Galege in a tussle with Makail Karnaratna, but his players come in support. Science can't kick this one out on the full. Taken back into the 22. Abedira puts it on the toe, and the chase just not good from Science College there, giving St. Thomas's plenty of space to run into. Karavita with that wraparound move. Here's Sabri. It's wrestled to the floor. Now some front football for the visitors. Have a penalty advantage coming their way as well. Science line caught offside. Dias privy to that, kicks it ahead into the hands of Abedira, but will come back for the penalty.
Well, I don't like to see that, Nathan, kicking advantage away. You've got the opportunity to try something. You want to try and run. And as soon as the referee puts his arm up, you've got to just, especially if you're a fly half, you've got to call and say, let's try something, guys. And you've got to have runners, you've got to have people running decoys, and just try, because that was not a cross kick. It was not intended for the winger to run onto. As Zaidan Akbad fails to find touch, another really important conversion of pressure there, but Warna Surya's good work, or Sabri's new good work. The wingers are working really hard today for the Tomians, but
First one on the space.
they would want the people inside them maybe to do a little better.
Akbar just hook in that one. The Science player unfortunately knocked it on in his efforts to keep it in the field of play. Like you said, pressure applied there by Sabri.
It's interesting call there, Nathan, because I thought the Science player knocked it forward and it was 2 knock-ons, but the scrum going to Science College, maybe the referee ruled that it went sideways. Feeding from the right this time.
It's another big kick from Abedir, clearing the lines for Science. Takes them just outside their 22.
Look at the flutter on the assistant referee's flag. Don't think in our little tent here we appreciate how strong the wind really is, as we see the Rexona line-out stat. Once again, Science College very much in the lead in the set pieces.
Yes, and this time Science College not engaging, but the Tomians not transferring that ball. This is excellent game awareness from St. Thomas's, but Science scrambling and getting in there eventually, but not before the Tomian forwards were allowed to gain 10 meters. Still going this Tomian mall. Eventually brought down. Edri Surya has his hand over the ball, but has been made available by Aryavansha. Oh, that's Vishwa Akash rather. St. Thomas's hitting from the fringes now. Science under some defensive pressure as we come towards the 30-minute mark in this game, and more excellent latch work from the forwards. Takes them inside 5 meters, but that's been defended well by Science College, and they've survived the scare here.
First latcher.
Looks like number 1 is rocking beyond the ball, taking a defender out. So Vishwa Aryavansha pinged.
It's a latcher. Latcher වැටෙන්න බෑ පැත්තේ. බෝල ට්‍රාන්සියුම් නැහැ ඉතින්.
Just having a word with the referee, getting in easier. Once again, the opportunity to have a line out deep in the opposition 22 and not finding touch, the Tomians. And now they find themselves back in the center of the pitch, not where they want to be playing.
Yes, sir, that rolling ball from the previous line-out was interesting, wasn't it, Shanaka? We've seen some sides attempt to try and counter that maul by not engaging, but they thought that was really good from the Tomians to not transfer the ball. Now Science taking it out of their 22.
Well, it's an interesting tactic, but it's also a dangerous tactic as a defending team, because if the opposition knows that they can't transfer the ball, then all they have to do is march it forward, and that one is kicked out on the full. So a little bit of a mistake that time from Abedira.
Yes, he's been decent so far with his touch kicks and his kicks off the hand, but this time unfortunately sending it out on the full, and now St. Thomas's with another opportunity inside Science College red zone. This time the ball is brought down straight away. That's an excellent sack from Science, and they know exactly what to do, trying to make that ball unplayable, but referee blowing it the other way.
Well, the sack was not quick enough for referee Alex's liking. Tiyasha Alavihara getting up from his treatment and getting right back into the swing of things.
Now St. Thomas's within 5 meters of that Science College whitewash. They'll be desperate for their second score here.
Stay back, boys.
Yes, Mendes sending it out to that pod right underneath the sticks. Have they gone over? No, they haven't. Looks like there was an advantage played. So we'll come back to that. It'll be interesting to see the replay of that one.
Yes, it will.
Oh, right.
Let's see what referee Alex says. Will they have a word with the Science College skipper?
Right, ball එක එයා ground කරාට පස්සේ immediate second පුළුවන්. But ball එක එයා secure කරාට පස්සේ වලට අදින්න බෑ. That's small form. Right? Clear? Okay, go back. This දෙකයි.
By no means a small lad.
It's on the 15. Small collapse chain. And not 10 meters.
The quick tap has worked for St. Thomas's so far. I thought with that pod forming they'll look for another one, but quite interestingly looking to go to the line out. It's been losing possession there, Shanaka.
It's been a stuttering line out, isn't it, Nathan? It's pretty much 50% line out wins if they're lucky. But that sack not going well for Science. This time St. Thomas's have managed to win it. And it's Bandara who's been quite good in the centre as they go over for the try. It's Romet Vijayasinghe who touches down. And the hard-working flanker gets an Amana Bank try.
So that'll be a real dagger in the heart of Science College, isn't it, Shanaka, for all the excellent work they've done. With just about 2 minutes left in this half. They will concede their lead, and St. Thomas's have the opportunity to make it a 4-point lead with the kick to come. This time the maul work a lot better from the Tomians, not allowing Science College the time to even try and sack it, and Vijayasinghe with a timely break, isn't it, spotted that Science was just taking a bit of time to get into those positions, and he takes the credit for that Amana Bank try.
Good awareness from Vijayasinghe at that time. It was Nawaz who secured that ball at the front of the line out. And it's good to see the Tomians are just going to the number 2 ball. Risk-free rugby as Mayank Adas from the corner just shaves it wide of the right hand upright, and the goal conversion on the stroke of half-time is unsuccessful.
Yes, 10 points to 8 then in favour of the visitors. I don't think they'll be too disappointed with that scoreline. Of course, they've had their flaws in the plane that we've seen, but 10 points to 8 with a whole 35 minutes of rugby to come against Science side, who's slowly losing their power and their battery power, if I may say so. It's going to make for an interesting second half.
Yes, the Science College team definitely second best in terms of conditioning. And St. Thomas's taking a 2-point lead. It seems like a slender lead, but I think it's worth a little bit more than just those 2 points because of the wind factor, Nathan. So I think it might be worth about 8 or 10 points, that 2-point lead. We'll be back with a lot more of second half action on this Mount Lavinia derby when we come back after the break.
Abans fridge කියන්නේ Abans fridge කියන්නේ බවුලට හරිම fridge එකක් Abans family එකට හරියන අපේ රටේ fridge එක.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
When the world says no access,
or this is not for you.
And it can't be done. Just say, I can.
Pure, naturally healthy American water. Live more.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
එතකොට මහත්තයාට උනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි? අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Black Night Go. Pocket perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Let's KFC. Making moments special. Most value for money from KFC.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
For passion, a competitive spirit. It's for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right. Real energy.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
මාස 24ක් දක්වා ගෙවීමේ පහසුකම් සමගින් මාසික වාරිකයේ රුපියල් 4999යි. අබාන්ස් ජාතියේ පරිගණක සැපයුම්කරු.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මා ගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස් ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස් ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න. O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
when the world says no access.
Or this is not for you.
And it can't be done. Just say, I can. Pure, naturally healthy American water. Live more.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
ඔයාල කපිලා පෙන්න ඔෆිස් එකට go.
Night Go Pocket Perfume. Youth එකට go එකක්.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Welcome back to the Science College grounds here in Mount Lavinia, as we're all set for the second half of this week's Week 3 fixture between St. Thomas's College and Science College. So we take a look at the highlights of that first half. Science with some really good play, especially in that opening half an hour. This 22-meter drive-in maul as Tarusha Gallage went over for the Amana Bank try.
A 22-meter driving maul. Real feather in the cap of the Science forwards there. This was Nizran, who got close to the 5-meter but not enough, and came back for the quick tap penalty, for which Aman Imran went over. And it was a try apiece at that time, and then St. Thomas was getting a slender lead just before half-time as Science kick off.
Fonseca puts this one high up, allows his players to get forward, but that's excellent work from the Tomian skipper Karunaratne. Here's Aluvihare. Pasara makes his presence felt there in that tackle, and Archer sends it back to Dias, who can't kick this one out on the full, and kicks it straight into the hands of Induranga at fullback, who interestingly puts it on the toe, and the chase is brilliant as well, but eventually wrestled off it by Archer Mendes. Possession still with St. Thomas's, and that Science play has stayed down, Shanaka.
Yes, it looked like there might have been a collision in mid-air. It was a good chase coming through from Satsara. In fact, it wasn't Satsara, it was Induranga. And it looked like there might have been a bit of a collision with Archer Mendes, who went up for that collection. Let's hope it's not too bad. Oh, it looked like he might have rolled his ankle, did he?
This looks like a lot of the weight of that breakdown was on his right foot there, and that's exactly what the medical staff are looking at.
Looks like it's more his knee that he's holding on to, and it might have just got twisted in the way he fell, and we really hope that's nothing more serious than a little sprain.
But looks like that's going to be the end of the game for him. Pahan Nesadu comes on in his place in the number 21 jumper. Was having a good game, wasn't he, Shanaka? Was pretty decent under the high ball. And it's unfortunate to see him go.
Yeah, that's a real shame for Science College. Indranka was one of their better, more experienced players. And it's always a shame when you lose a player in one of those non-contact injury situations. Yes, there was some contact there, but it was just the way he landed. And he's walking himself off, which is a good sign. And hopefully he'll be fit for the next game.
So we'll restart with a scrum to St. Thomas's. The vantage scrum. Science now with a bit of shuffle in their back line.
Well, they're going left to right. Not the easiest side to pass to for most players. But they've done well so far.
Yes, that's some excellent hands from the Tomians. Shifted out wide to Sabri, who this time tries to cut in, but is held well there by Rajapaksha. But this is brilliant from the Tomian supporting players. Support arriving in some style. They're pushing them forward to within 5 meters of the Science College touchline. There's Karunaratna breaking through the defense. Quickly recycled by Archer. Still the chance is live for St. Thomas's. Have they gone over just short, says referee Alexander. But they managed to fish it out and now they go over. Third Amana Bank try, and it's come through the skipper, Mikhail Karunaratna. And it's much more like it from St. Thomas's.
Yes, morale sapping stuff there, especially losing Induranga. You always wonder, oh dear, is this going to be our day when you see one of your good players limping off? But ruthlessly, St. Thomas's have stifled them. And a good strike play from that scrum deep in the opposition territory, Nathan. And they managed to get Nizran break the line and carry him over for us maybe about 10 or 15 meters. And then the face play from there saw Mikhail Karunaratna get over the try line for another Amana Bank try with Mayaka Dias. Quite an easy goal conversion coming up. And that time it's good. So he gets his first points of the afternoon. And it's 17 points to 8. So once again, Science College need to get this monkey off their back that they're a one-half side.
Yes, certainly. Living up to that tag once again, but they wouldn't want to do that, isn't it, Shanaka? Certainly side with a lot of talent, but just that they need to work on their conditioning. And that was Dias' conversion. First points for him in this game and in this week. Highest point scorer last week. Had a 18-point game against Kingswood. Man of the match performance. As Fonseca once again puts it right into the gap. This time collected first time. And Dias manages to get it away. And that's an excellent exit kick from the Tomian fly half. Takes the gain line all the way back to halfway.
Yes, once again you can see that the Tomians really need to adapt quickly. You need to understand the conditions you're playing in, Nathan, and you could see the receiver there standing quite the way back, and suddenly he saw the ball dropping on him because it's against the wind, and then had to run up to collect that ball. So it's important that they understand what these conditions are. Nicely won there by Science College, but unfortunately for them, Edri Singh at half-back spilling an easy ball.
Yes, that's just unfortunate there from Edri Singh. Good work at the line out from Garlage and Senaratna, but it's another vantage scrum in favour of St. Thomas's. 3 apiece so far. And make that 4 in favour of the visitors. Here's Ali Goda, pops it up, running on his inside shoulder was Varna Surya. That's a good play from St. Thomas's, and that's a big hit from Shahan Nawaz. Does really well there as Mendes spots the space out wide, sends it out to Akbar, who unfortunately was just not ready.
There's quite a lot happening outside him. If Akbar could have held on to that.
I'm telling you.
Send a small talk into to Karunaratne.
Just enjoy the game.
That's probably a weakness in Akbar's game as well, isn't it?
I will check
Shanaka
on the
will
pad.
talk in before kickoff as well. Not
Let's
used
be
to
careful.
play that 13 position. And a bit exposed on that occasion.
It wasn't a great pass, to be fair to him, but you also do have to make decisions very quickly at 13, whether to run or whether to pass.
Just enjoy the game.
And sometimes when you see the opportunities open up, you just want to catch and pass before you actually felt the ball in your hands. But a little bit of a complaint from Edri Surya there to the referee, which is what led to that conversation. Not sure exactly what it was, but Mikhail Karunaratne told to keep his lads under check.
This is opposite number. Silva breaks from the back of that scrum. And some excellent pressure at the breakdown applied by St. Thomas's, but Science have kept it and leave Edri Singh with no choice but to go to his box kick. Puts it high up. The chase is good as well, and another collision mid-air. Unfortunately, Science College coming up second best on that occasion as well. Now the Tomians have done well to get back and recycle. This is good work from their forwards, Akash and Karunaratne now going straight into that hit, and Edri Surya couldn't roll out of that tackle in time. Mayank Dias spots a half space. Now still going with the forwards, but unfortunately that ball has come loose, so we'll come back to that penalty for not rolling away.
St. Thomas's with their tails up in the second half would probably have got a pretty decent telling off from coach Lacinta Di Costa. And will want to cut down on the unforced errors, which is the statistic that has been making a meal of their season so far. Mikhail Karunaratne with a thundering drive, but Edri Surya not using much arms in that tackle. And again the passing from the Thomians, very unforgiving passing, Nathan. Nawaz with the fake, but really well stolen that time on the second attempt from Science College. So that's a real weakness in their game. The line-out has been really struggling.
And Vijay Singh needed to roll out of that breakdown. But yes, the Tomian line-out has been a bit exposed today, hasn't it, Shanaka? And that exit kick came off the hand of the Tomian player, so it will be Sciences put into the Rexona line-out. And it's on those Tomian passes, Shanaka. I think, for my liking at least, they seem a bit too flat and a bit too quick, like you said. It's always important as a backline that you use the width of the field, as this time some neat line out work from the Tomians as the ball finds itself in the hands of Aheliagoda. Now here's Karunaratne to Aluvihare, advantage. Using the width of the field here are the Tomians with their tails up. Getting that leg drive going is the big prop forward, takes it. They're really riled up in this second half, aren't they, Shanaka?
Really good support play from Tiesh Aluvihara, like the good number 7 should be. Found the angle, made the call and ran right onto the ball. And that's what we were talking about, the passing, Nathan. Among the forwards, the passing is much more forgiving. They're pop and not the spin passes that allow the players to run onto the ball in a position that they can do something with it. And if you can see the passing just before that try, another goal conversion attempt, and despite the charge down attempt, it's good. 24 points to 8, and suddenly it looks like it's going to be a long afternoon for Science.
There's still 27 minutes left in this game. So take a look at the try there. Some excellent latch work as well, isn't it, Shanaka, from the Tomian forwards. And Aluvihare, helped by his opposite flank, Rumit Vijay Singh, just going over the line, and lovely angle as well. to touchdown and secure the bonus point for St. Thomas's. It's an important bonus point for them as well, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is a very important one, and that was good for Marcha Mendes. Just popped it into the path of the on-rushing Aluvihara. He's been making some decent passes from the base, Archer Mendes, but maybe not wearing them enough. Needs to allow his forwards to just feel the ball in front of them, so catching the ball is not something that they have to think about too much. Smayanka Dias forced onto his favoured side.
Picked up by the replacement for Science, but straight into the hands of Karavita, who tries to put on the step, but this is excellent work from Rajapaksha to hold him up. Ediri Surya arrives in support, but Karavita does well to place it down. Now here's Karunaratna once again. He's carried really strongly in this second half, hasn't he? It's Bandara. Tomian still inside their own half though. Ball coming a bit loose there. And looks like it has been lost forward by the Tomians. Science College, their tails up now, have a scrum inside the Tomian territory.
Yet another unforced error, Nathan. Been going on like a broken record about the unforced errors, but this is where the Tomians really keep shooting themselves in the foot. Romit Vijayasinghe there with the carry. It looked like it just squirted forward. The ball placement is just that little bit of detail in the placement.
Yes, and a change in the front row for Science. That's the end of the day for Nikesh Pehasara, with Kalana Bandara coming on. Here it is now, tries to get that inside ball in, eventually does to Rajapaksha, but Karunaratna was waiting. Science a bit too lateral for them at the moment. It's not piercing the Tomian line like they did in that first 20 minutes or so. But they've done well to keep possession here. And lost for options. They opt for another box kick through the boot of Ediri Singh. This time once again the ball has fallen kindly into the hands of Varna Surya. Only goes as far as the Science flank, and advantage coming their way as well. Interesting passage of play, but Tomians with the offside penalty, or the penalty for a no arms tackle rather. But that was really good there from Varna Surya.
Yes, it was excellent from Varna Surya. Needed to maybe stay on his feet a little bit more going into that contact, but the tackle was not a legal one. So it'll be good to see that one again. I thought Ediri Surya had rights to the ball, but the tackle before that was something that didn't meet the standards of referee Alex. And Varna Surya, his second collection, and that's the penalty there. That was Ediri Singh who just lifted Varna Surya beyond the horizontal. And if you do that, you're always asking for trouble. Shayan Nawaz takes a couple of steps back and takes this.
So Tomian set in that rolling maul once again. Their forwards really coming to the party in this second half. Now they've gained 10 meters. Still going this rolling maul, being pushed sideways. Still going the Tomians. We saw a 22-meter driving maul in the first half. Is this going to be the second, as Imran just goes down just short of the line, but has he got it down? No. Just a foot short of the line now. St. Thomas's. Have they got it over? But looks like no. Has been held up by Science. But referee Alexander wanting to consult his touch judge.
Time's up. Hey. මඩත් ෆස්ට් එකේ ඉඳන් හොල්ඩ් ඊට පස්සේ මේකත් එක තමයි ගිහලා ග්‍රවුන්ඩ් වනේ බට් ස්ටිල් ෆස්ට් එක held up. Hello, get back boys. So captain, it's no try, it's a held up. Okay,
so it has been held up, says referee Alex, but that's a lot better from the Tomian forwards, isn't it? Shanaka in the exact position that they conceded that 22-meter drive-in maul try. They nearly scored one themselves. But Science's last gasp defense has saved them on this occasion.
Yes, it was good discipline from Science to make sure that they got under that ball. And this is why, especially with that rule change, Nathan, that I'm really not in favor of this whole pick and go tactic that teams are using. It just makes it easier for a well-disciplined, well-drilled defense to just pull you over the line and get under you.
That time the dropout not good from Fonseca. And the Tomian backs are there to pounce. Now it's there for Akash, who ran a good angle and quickly recycled by Archer. However, the ball still live. More quick work from Archer Mendes. Akbar gets those legs pumping, but the ball has come loose. And that's another opportunity coughed up. Looks like was lost forward by the Tomian player first.
Well, very physically gifted player, Zaidan Akbar. Very strong in the lower half, but really needs to protect the ball a little bit better when he goes into contact. It's a technical skill that I'm sure Coach Lacinta Di Costa will be working on for his number 13. Because it's a big midfield, isn't it, between Chanuta Haliegoda and Zaidan Akbar. They really will need to use them more in attack against the bigger sides when they come up to face them in whichever segment of the competition they end up. We'll need to play to their strengths.
That's an obstruction there. That's needless from Science College. Idris Singh just getting in the way of the ball carrier. And he's getting a bit of a talking to from his skipper as well. Just lack of communication in the among the Science lads on that occasion, Shanaka.
Well, I thought that was a little harsh, wasn't it, Nathan? Because yes, his scrum half should have been behind the ball, but I don't think he prevented a tackle being made. But referee Alexander blowing very much to the letter of the law and ruling that there was a material impact there.
Now Mikael Karunaratne with that number 8 break from this kind of range. He can be deadly, but unfortunately another unforced error, Shanaka, from these Tomian players.
Yes, another knock forward. I don't know whether these kids use soap anymore, but whatever brand of shower gel they're using, they probably need to change it because their hands are very slippery.
As you can see there, Science defense was scrambling. There was a try beckoning for the Tomians if they were a bit more clinical. But a reprieve for Idris Singh and Science. But they're still not out of trouble. Need to get it out of their own 22. Quite deep inside it as well this time. Idris Surya with the break. But that's well read by the Tomian player. And some big pressure applied at the breakdown. But Science have done well to get out of it and just thump that one downfield. Picked up by Varna Surya. Here's Karavita with some space to run into. Karavita past the first line of defense. Nearly gets past the second. But that ball has come loose once again.
So first knock on the breakdown.
It's a promising run from Rosa Karavita. But again, Shanaka, slippery hands from St. Thomas's.
It was knocked on in the jackal attempt there. Karavita stepping off both feet there and going over the ball was the number 8 for Science College, Silva. Just coughing that up. But the problem when Karavita runs is that nobody seems to know where he's going. And someone needs to be able to track behind it to make sure he doesn't get isolated. So it's a combinations issue. Needs to have a few conversations with his teammates about what he's planning to do and when.
Now he sets it up nicely for Varna Surya. Chance is still live for the Tomians. Karunaratne gets the legs pumping once again, and Mendes this time opts for the short side. Stepping in off his right foot was Varna Surya. Quickly recycled to Aryavansha. Inside the 5-meter line now are St. Thomas's. That's Akash. Right underneath the sticks as well. Surya thought he had rights to the ball, but he didn't. And they'll go from the fringes once again. Will the visit inside? Some more good work from the forwards, just picking and going, showing some good patience here. And they've won an advantage as well. Here's Mendes with a free play now, tries to get it right underneath the post. Support needs to arrive quickly though for St. Thomas's. Now they try to spread it. Karavita tries to put on the step. Karavita. Bit of try line fever there. Now working it back infield through Mendes. It is for Nawaz. Nawaz. Does he get over the line? Just short, but quickly recycled. Science defense holding their own for the moment, but don't have rights for that jackal. Still going out the Tomians, and now they're over. Fifth Amana Bank try coming through Vishwa Akash, who has deserved that score, Shanaka, for his work in this second half.
Yes, he's done a pretty big amount of grunt work, Vishwa Akash. Coming into the side of the tight head side, alongside the other Vishwa Aryavansa, who's on your screen there, who's always got a smile on his face, which is not usual for props. But that should have been finished a little while previously, Nathan, and Roja Karavita will probably get a telling off when they do the video review. That ball absolutely needed to go to the wing and needed to be finished off. So
these kind of things, complaints.
So again, it's all about that communication, isn't it, Shanaka? Karavita, a young lad, he's new to this side as well, his first season, playing first 15 for St. Thomas's. A bit of a word with both skippers now.
That's clear? So address your boys.
Told to manage their teams.
So play safe, guys. Okay.
But yes, it's that the Tomians need to get those combinations working. It's a new look back line for them. Few familiar faces, but plenty of positional shifts, and I think that's something that will be fixed as the season goes on.
Yes, certainly. And Udan Bulat Singalage waiting on the wings to come back into this side, but the way that St. Thomas has played in the last two games, he will have to really play his way back in practice. Makar Karnaratna being given a rest early on. The skipper is off, so it will probably mean that Tia Shaluvihara will take over the captaincy. With a 21-point lead here at the Mount Lavinia derby, Mayanka Dias lining up another goal conversion. Goal conversion is good from Dias, so he's found his kicking boots now that he's with the wind. And it's important to note that this hasn't been a bad-tempered game, Nathan. I'm not sure exactly why referee Alexander needed to talk to the captains, but there's obviously a little bit of a niggle, and he can hear something that he feels might just boil over, so he's trying to get it under control early on.
So that was the try there. Akash going low, as you have to when you're attacking from the fringes. Collection is good and sets it up nicely for Dias, who has really found his boots in this second half. Once again takes the gain line right up to the 40-meter mark.
And if you can have another look at that collection and pass, if our replay team is able to give that to us, just to show you how fast that pass was as well. Collected on the touch line, and the pass to Mayanka Dias was such a quick one when it didn't need to be. And this is where, just like bowlers need to change and vary the pace of their deliveries in a T20 game, the passing player also needs to realize that they need to give the most effective pass for the receiver in whichever position. That's better from Mendes, and you can see exactly how that pass led to a nice break.
Yes, excellent work at the line out as well to steal that, as Dias has spotted the space in behind. That's bouncing out. Has it gone out of play? Yes, it has. That's a brilliant kick from Mayanka Dias. 50-22 if it was allowed to bounce out, but came off the hand of the science player and gained St. Thomas's about 2 or 3 more meters eventually.
Thought it might have been taken back. Whether it was passed back, I'm not sure, but the ruck might have been inside the 50-meter line. A superb kick, nicely spotted space. And unfortunately for Vitanage, he had to touch that before it went over. Really good kick.
So again, Shanaka, the wind playing its part.
Number 11
Zona lineouts.
Number 11 Science. Number 11 Science.
8-7 in favor of Science. Another one coming here for the Tomians.
Russian Fernando has gone in place of Mikhail Karunaratne in the number 20 jersey for St. Thomas's.
All on the line, please.
It's the only substitution made on the Tomian end, but another substitution made by Science as Shahan Nawaz gets his hand to that but knocks it forward.
Yes, and collected gleefully by Damita Hettiarachi, who takes it into contact, and now Edri Singh setting himself up for that box kick. Puts it up there, really contestable one, and that chase is good from Science as well. That time it was Nesandu, and they've won the penalty. Have Science College. Edri Singh's box kicks have given the Tomian side some trouble, isn't it, Shanaka?
Yes, he's been very good from the base of the scrum, or the base of the ruck rather. And he's used the wind adequately, knowing that the ball is going to hang up when he's against the wind. But unfortunately his chasers maybe have let him down a little bit.
Yes, this time as well, not getting enough distance on that touch finder. As we take a look at the replay there, another really contestable kick collected by Archer. This time the Science chase a lot better. Love them to contest at that breakdown and milk the penalty. As there's more changes coming in for St. Thomas's. I think that's the end of the day for Archer Mendis. And it's Rico Priyaratna who comes on in the number 21 jersey.
Once again, one at the back by Science College.
Is now they've got plenty of fresh faces on the park. That's Cullen and Adish Yashin. Science will be hungry for a score here. They wouldn't want to go down without a fight. 12 minutes left in this game, but Edri Surya is dragged to the floor there, and Science College have been pushed back a meter or so. Here's Garlage. He's had a hard day's work as well. Now puts it on the toe. Does Malindu?
You can't hold the player.
Looks like
you can't hold the player.
St. Thomas's College were offside. So the penalty come in the way of Science College.
So once again, from a Tomian point of view, Nathan, this is where you can't afford to take your foot off the gas. The Tomians have not been ruthless in games where they have had a lead, and this is something that they really need to work on. But from Science College point of view, a couple of quick scores, especially that big driving maul that they put on the Tomians a little while earlier, that should have given them a lot of confidence, but they don't seem to have built on that. And if they can get another score on the board, they might fancy themselves to at least get the bonus point for 4 tries.
Yes, and they certainly can do that, Shanaka, but like you said, need to show a bit more intent. As we take a look at where that penalty was conceded. And St. Thomas is making some big changes in that forward pack. Panduga Jayasena onto the park. End of the game for both props. Aryavansh and Akash, who have done put in a good shift today, isn't it?
They certainly have the 2 props, the 2 Vishwas.
Okay, good, no contest.
This line out is one work shot to Edri Surya. Galage goes over. That's the second Amana Bank try, and this is the sort of intent that we wanted to see from Science College, Chanaka, but coming a bit too late in the piece. Nonetheless, that's a second score for Tarush Galage, and Science now into double digits.
Well, it was an interesting time to make the substitutions, because you're under pressure, and players that have just come on may take a couple of minutes to just get used to the pace of the game. But once again, a nice draw and pass from Edri Surya for Garlage to power his way over. And more than anything else, Nathan, it's a game awareness of Science College to make that call, to call that strike play, and to execute it as well as they did in that corner. I thought that was really good game awareness from the Science forwards.
Certainly have really shown through. as Fonseca lines up a pretty tough conversion against the breeze from the corner flag, and just shaves across the uprights. So it will remain 13 points to 31. 9 minutes left to play. And, Science, with a bit of a late rally here, can get something out of this game. So we take a look at the replay of that try. Some good work, some good communication as well. Idris Surya drawing and passing, and Garlige did well to just hold his line, as Lacinta Di Costa seems to be emptying his bench here.
And it's important to get these players some experience as well. You never know when an injury might hit, and your squad needs to be match fit and prepared. As Akbar puts this high.
Collected well by Idris Singh. Does well to stay on his feet. The scrum half. But this is good rush defense from the Tomians. Really shooting up. That's something that they've done a lot better in this second half, isn't it, Shahanaka? Really made their presence felt, and you can see Jayasena as well. Fresh legs on the park. Forces Idris Singh into another box kick. This time the bounce is kind. Came off a Tomian hand and fell into the hands of Fonseca. Idris Singh goes for another box kick straight into the hands of Karavita, though this time. Quickly disposed of by Varna Surya. Now Mayanka Dias holds it up nicely. Now they're using the width of the field. Here's Akbar out to Chanutta Heliagoda, who shifted out to that left touch line. And looks like the penalty has gone the way of Science. Some good work at the breakdown that time.
Looks like it might be Jovin Albert who's on. Heliagoda gets a rest as well. Wasn't able to stamp his authority too much in midfield. But it's an aspect of the game St. Thomas's need to work on to bring their experienced big centre into the game. As Science make a mistake, and St. Thomas's should probably have let that roll over the line. It's not a big in-goal area, but choose to pop it into touch.
Yes, and that line out is taken quickly by Science College. A long ball from Idris Surya, but you could tell from the camera angle that that came forward off the hand. The right idea from Idris Surya. Most of the Tomian players were camped on that right hand side for the line out. Had space, but execution needed to be better.
Yes, it did come forward out of the hand, especially because he was running sideways. Idris Surya, if he was running forwards, it might have been able to get away with it. But a new look Tomian pack. With Olivihara at the back. Will try to assert their dominance here.
This time pops it back for Akbar, who puts it high. No one sweeping back there for Science College. The ball bounces, and that's an excellent kick from Zaidan Akbar. Has the Science College back three in a bit of a jiffy, but they've done well to recover and put that ball out of touch.
Well, that was poor, wasn't it? Poor all around, because I think Science College should probably have allowed that ball to maybe go over the goal line. The chase was not great, but once again the Tomian back three not getting in time to guard their touch lines to make sure that they could make something of a counter-attack off that return kick. So again the game awareness not as good as it should be.
Reginald lines up this throw. Came off a Science College hand, but fell back into his breadbasket. Now to Migama, who bumps off the first defender and wins a penalty as well for St. Thomas's. And now that's been kicked ahead by Varna Surya. Varna Surya tried desperately to get on the end of that, and Varna Surya goes over for the score. That's the sixth score for St. Thomas's. And that's some really good work from Rayan Varna Surya. He's another man who deserved that for the hard work he's put in today.
It was a lovely chip though from Rico Pieratna, wasn't it? Spotted the gap, and it was just a deft little touch. Something that Dennis Bergkamp would have been proud of, I'm sure. Looks like they might want to have a look at this one. No, they haven't. It's a try. So you can see the build up to that again. That would be nice.
Yes, and that's what you want to do, isn't it, Shanaka? When you have a penalty advantage, that's something that we criticized in the first half. This time Pieratna, a much more intelligent kick, and that's what you want to see your players attempt when they have a free play. So Dias lines up this goal conversion. And the crowd will tell you that that has gone through, and it's 38 points to 13 now in favor of the Tomians. And the scorecard is looking a lot better for them.
Certainly is. We were talking about the wind early on. It's a lovely little chip. It wasn't Pieratna. Looks like it was Joey Albert. They've done a bit of a change in the jersey numbers. But Joey Albert there with a lovely chip. Very deft touch. And that's good to see for the future.
It's the first player.
Sam, we need to speak about our Swiss Tech perfect player of the match as well as Sanz. Might have given themselves another chance here. But thought both the Vishwas were good for St. Thomas's. Rehan Barvasuriya was brilliant as well, and Makal Karunaratne looked a lot more polished in that second half. And then from Science College, I think Galage and Edri Surya were quite good in the forward pack, but I'll leave the call to you, Shanaga.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, Nathan. I thought it's between those three, the two props, Vishwa and Vishwa, and of course Rehan Barvasuriya, who scored that final try. But I think the battle has been won up front by the Tomians. They managed to get some really good fast ball for their backs to run onto, and Archer Mendes profited from some really good delivery as well. Of course, there were bad moments, but I think between Vishwa Aryavansa and Vishwa Akash, I think Vishwa Akash probably shaded his loose head partner as a Swiss Tech player of the match today.
Yes, so Vishwa Akash, he's the number 3 jumper, a Swiss Tech perfect player of the match. And, take a look at the loss forward there. Our producer had a bit of a score update for us from Royal Complex, making this group really interesting. Zaira College at the complex. Zaira leading 29 points to 19, Shanaka. That could be quite the upset if it stays that way come the full-time whistle, as that's an excellent exit kick from St. Thomas's.
Well, another kick that you've got to thank
good run.
that big tailwind for. Well, I'm reminded of the late great Tony Gregg when he said, "Ooh, Ravi,
numbers
way back in the day." And do we have an upset brewing, Nathan?
We certainly do. This group blown wide open, Shanaka. If Royal lose today, means the two traditional rivals have a loss apiece, and that could make that trophy game that they're going to play later on in this league stage all the more interesting.
It makes the Zaira St. Thomas's match even more interesting than it already was. And that means the kind of work that needs to be put into preparation will really tremendously go up in both camps, Royal, all three camps I should say, Royal, Zaira as well as St. Thomas's. And the unforced errors really need to be cut down from a Tomian point of view. 4-man line out. Nice win that time from Migama.
Yes, Albert now managed to stay on his feet. Jovin Albert, he's had a really good impact off the bench in his short stint. Here's Jasena now. Can the Tomians put the cherry on top here. Penalty advantage coming their way.
Again offside.
Quickly recycled by Priyaratna. Dias linking up well with Karavita. Works it out wide onto that wing. Taken by Darren George onto the 5-meter mark. Now here's Vijay Singh trying to get that pump going. Science defense does well to hold him up, but he's brought down eventually.
Going back for the offside.
And does well do the Science forwards, but will come back to that advantage.
Number 13.
Might have been Tehan Dammage on that
the offside
left-hand
continuously.
touchline.
It's the last warning for you.
Cut back in nicely to create another phase. So good problems to have for coach Lasinta Di Costa, with Udan Bulatsingalage scheduled to come back from his hamstring injury as well. Chanut Tahali got a back full-time training after the cricket season is over. Rico Piyaratna snipping at the heels of Archer Mendes. So good selection headache for the new head coach of St. Thomas's.
Yes, those are the sort of headaches that you want, isn't it, Shanaka?
Stay back.
It's worked onto the open side, now popped up by Albert Tumigama. Quickly recycled to Vijay Singh, who's yes, Vijay Singh doing the same. Science trying desperately to jackal that ball, and
he's on the first man.
Looks like the attempts at that have been successful. They've spared their blushes ever so slightly.
Internet Bandara in the tight 5 and the number 5 jersey for St. Thomas has also been very good. Doing a lot of graft work, especially at the line-outs. And it's unfortunate for him that they haven't had better stats in the line-out, but 38 points to 13 against Science College. St. Thomas's will want to try and finish with a flourish, get to the 40-point mark. For all the possession they've had in this second half, they would have expected to get a few more points on board because Science resistance collapsed a little.
This time some good work at the line out. Science trying to run it out of their own 22. Finds its way into the hands of Kalan Bandara, who's done really well to stay on his feet. Can the home side round this one off with a score of their own? Now here's Abedira trying to go on the short side.
From the first man.
It looks like the defense is good from St. Thomas's. They are just left their teammate isolated, Abedira.
3 points.
It's a good carry.
So last one? Yeah, it's over if you are.
And looks like
number 3.
This is going to be the game, and quite bravely Zaidan Akbar has pointed to the post, Shanaka.
Well, he's got a thunderous boot on him, and he's got a pretty strong gust behind him as well. And I don't think they would mind even if this misses, because it would mean that Science will kick the ball back to them and they'll try to run it out. But just to see whether under pressure he can deliver, because you never know when he'll be called on to maybe make a last-minute kick in the upcoming weeks. It's good to test it out under match conditions, but it's about 51 meters out, but together with the angle that he's at, easily a 60-meter kick.
It's really good to try these out ahead of tougher fixtures to come. Akbar, the wide angle as well. You can barely see the post on your screen. That's how far this kick is coming from. Akbar has lined it up, and has he pierced the uprights? Yes, he has. What a kick that was. Zaidan Akbar puts the icing on the cake. The Tomians breach that 40-point mark, and with a resounding second half performance here, have got another bonus point win on the board.
Well, what a way to finish the game. What an absolutely sensational kick from Zaidan Akbar. Easily 60 meters out, and it still had some legs on it when it went over the crossbar. A commanding performance in the end by the Tomian forwards in the second half. A slender 2-point lead going into the first half, at the end of the first half, by Science College, who were brave and plucky in that first half, but unfortunately physically just couldn't keep up to their neighbours in the second half. But Zaidan Akbar will go back to his coach and say, doesn't matter if I drop a few balls, coach, if I can kick them over like that. Not sure Lacinta Di Costa will agree, but it does make the highlight reel.
Yes, certainly a moment that's going to get all the views and the clicks over the coming week, Shanaka. Yes, it's great to see the camaraderie between both sets of players as they shake a hand. Science College did well in phases, but again, they're just not a 70-minute outfit this season, and that really showed, especially in the second half today.
Well, you've got to feel for the Science College team in that regard, don't you, Nathan? Because the conditioning is not just about the effort that you made in the gym. It's about the recovery you get, it's about the nutrition you get, the amount of supplements that you have at your disposal. And I would think it's not unfair to say that St. Thomas's are way ahead, and many of the other schools are way ahead in that regard. And if Science College can get maybe a little bit more resources going into the nutrition aspect of these players, and maybe making sure that they have some supervision over the rest and recovery that they get, then this Science College outfit will be a force to be reckoned with. It's not that they're not putting in the effort on the field, it's just that they're not getting enough development in their recovery.
Yes, because they've got some really big lads as well, isn't it, Shanaka? The state they're in now, they can get a lot bigger. So the Tomian faithful welcome their victorious outfit. Science College did well at line out time today, the Rexona line out, and when the game heats up, Rexona defense keeps high performance men fresh and protected, never letting you down when it matters most.
It's nice to see some of those Tomian lads, the youngsters, making sure they get their low fives from the first 15 team, because that's not something that has been prevalent at St. Thomas's in a while. A lot of young kids maybe not wanting to play rugby because their team hasn't been in the winning way in the last few years, but wins like this will make sure more kids want to come back and play. And I think for Science College as well, see huge numbers of juniors watching this team, so I think it's really good for the development of the future of Sri Lankan rugby.
Yes, certainly, as we have your full-time confirmation, there are 41 points to 13 in favour of the visitors, scoring 31 points in that second half. Just the 5 that Science could put on the board. And that was the difference maker. As we take a look at how things went in that second half. Some good work from the Tomian forwards. That time it was Aluvihare took it into close quarters before ball was grounded by Vishwa Akasha, Swiss Tech perfect player of the match. Dias found his kick in boots as well in the second 35 minutes. There's some more good work from Akash to set it up for Aluvihare. Dias successful once again. More heavy lifting done there by the forwards. That was that move that should have been finished off by Karavita, but all is well that ends well for St. Thomas's. And then this some good link up play, the only score that Science College could put up in that second half. Garlage accounting for both of the Amana Bank tries, and then this wonderful kick ahead, like you said, Shanaka, Dennis Bergkamp-esque from Albert, picked up by Varna Surya to ground the ball. Yes, successful, and then this cherry on top from Zaidan Akbar, a 50-meter penalty to round out 41 points to 13, a resounding victory for St. Thomas's, and with the result that's currently happening at the complex to blow this group even wider open than it already was.
Well, that's going to be an interesting one. I was telling my good friend and co-commentator Abdullah Yusuf that I figure that might be a closer game than he anticipates, and I'm sure he's there chewing his fingernails off. I'm going to meet a grumpy Abdullah over the week. Science 13, St. Thomas's 41, 6 tries to 2. Unfortunately for Science, not able to get their losing bonus point either, and a really effortful, tight performance from Vishwa Akash, who led the big front 5 of the Thomians in a good performance. Few unforced errors for them to work on in training, but of course that Zaidan Akbar penalty rounding off what was a commanding second half performance from St. Thomas's here in Mount Lavinia.
Yes, as we take a look at the rest of week 3 of the Dialog Schools Rugby League, just the one game, Lumini College taking on their neighbours, Isipatana College. That will be at the Ananda College grounds. Of course, Havelock Park still under repair. That will round out week 3 of the Dialog Schools Rugby League. That's a Group A fixture. And with that being said, folks, that brings an end to our coverage of this game between St. Thomas's College and Science College. And from behalf of Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare, it's me, Nathan Coggins, Shana Kamarasinghe, signing off on behalf of the entire technical and production crew.
Stand by for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
3, 2, 1, roll.
ඉතින් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංකික ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ThePapare සමග.
Welcome back to ThePapare.
Welcome to the live broadcast from ThePapare.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
ThePapare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.
ගෙවන් යන්න ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න ලොකු පොඩි හැම ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න හොඳම ෆෝන් එකක් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදාමයි.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදාමයි.
Vantage for the modern professional.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Move Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සදාමයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamari.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Let's KFC. Making moments special. Most value for money from KFC. නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
For passion, a competitive spirit. It's for the night owls, the hard workers. It's for those who do and want to keep doing. Right, real energy.
නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
When the world says no access.
Or this is not for you.
And it can't be done. Just say, I can. Pure, naturally healthy American water. Live more.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Every modern professional needs Vantage. For those who demand the best. Vantage for the modern professional.
Love rugby.
Live rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun tamari.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Kitchen ka abans karanne dal wife happy again. Wife happy karanne. Kitchen ka abans karanne.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
නව Rexona Sports Defense 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Captain Cool, Captain Cool.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි Dettol Icy Cool.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Mentos, yes to fresh.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
When the world says no access,
or this is not for you.
And it can't be done. Just say, I can.
Pure, naturally healthy American water. Live more.
හඳුන්වදන කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් සෝස් රස දෙකකින් ටොමාටෝ රසෙන් සහ නයිමිරිස් රසෙන් කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් නිවසින් පාවිච්චිට පහසු වෙනස් පැහැඩයකින් යුත් රසකාර කඩංගු නැති හලල් සහතිකයලා කීල්ස් ක්‍රෙස්ට් සෝස් රසගුණ සපිරි කෑම මොහොතකට
Captain Cool, Captain Cool, Captain Cool.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි Dettol Icy Cool.
Abans fridge කියන්නේ Abans fridge කියන්නේ බවුලට හරිම ෆ්‍රිජ් එකක්. Abans ෆැමිලි එකට හරියන අපේ රටේ ෆ්‍රිජ් එක.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Vantage for the modern professional.
එතකොට මහත්යාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ.
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි? අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
Perfectly Swiss-Tech Aluminium. නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සහතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss-Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Mentos, yes to fresh.
Every modern professional needs Vantage. For those who demand the best. Vantage for the modern professional.
Perfectly Swiss-Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සාතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Introducing the 2025 TVS Apache RTR 204V.
ගෙවන් යන්න ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න ලොකු පොඩි හැම ෆෝන්ස් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න හොඳම ෆෝන් එකක් ගන්න ළඟම ආබාන්ස් එකට යන්න
Captain Cool.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි Dettol Icy Cool.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
When the world says no access.
Or this is not for you.
And it can't be done.
Just say, I can. Pure, naturally healthy American water. Live more.
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium නඩත්තු වියදම් නැති ජාත්‍යන්තර සාතික සමග වසර 30ක් දක්වා වගකීමක් ඇති Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Vantage for the modern professional.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Captain Cool.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි Dettol Icy Cool.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Mentos, yes to fresh.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Every modern professional needs Vantage. For those who demand the best. Vantage for the modern professional.
When the world says no access.
Or this is not for you.
And it can't be done.
Just say, I can. Pure, naturally healthy American water. Live more.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
හඳුන්වා දෙන Keys Crest Ultimate Crispy Chicken Experience එක. ක්‍රන්චි කටගැස්මකට Crispy Chicken Thai, Spicy Vibe එකට Spicy Crispy Chicken Strip, ෂෙයා කරන් කන්න Crispy Chicken Popcorn, රස ඩබල් කරන barbecue sauce සමග Keys Crest Ultimate Crispy Chicken Experience එක.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Kitchen එක ආබාන්ස් කරන්නේ දැන් වයිෆුත් හැපි එකේ ඉන්නේ වයිෆ් හැපි කරන්න කිචන් එක අබාන්ස් කරන්න
Introducing Elephant House Wonder Bar Gold. Crack your wonder.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.
Love Rugby.
Live Rugby.
Prima Kotumi. Fun Tamari.
දවසම ෆ්‍රෙෂ් වෙන්න O3 Spirit and Freedom perfumed body spray.
එතකොට මහත්යාරුනේ ටයිල් ඇඩිසිව් ග්‍රවුට් වෝටර්ප්‍රූෆින් ස්කිම් කොට් නේ
ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් එකක් නැද්ද මුදලාලි අතන කඩේ 140ක් දෙන්නම් කිව්වා.
බෑග් වල බොරු ගණන් ගහලා පස්සේ ලොකු ඩිස්කවුන්ට් දෙන දේවල් මාගාව නෑ මහත්තයා.
ඔබේ නිවසේ පරිපූර්ණ නිමාවකට දවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් Swiss Tech නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. Swiss Tech ගන්න ඕනේ හොඳම තීරණය.
Introducing new Air Action Mentos, the peak of freshness. Yes, too fresh.
Pain can pause your active life. Get the all-new Woo Pain Relief Spray for fast, long-lasting pain relief.
අවුව නිසා බොඩි එක කූල් නැත්තම් මයින්ඩ් එකත් කූල් නැහැ. ඒකට තමයි ඩෙටෝල් අයිසි කූල්. අවුවත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන දාඩිය නිසා හැදෙන විෂ බීජ වලින් ආරක්ෂා කර ඔබේ ඇඟ 3 ගුණයකින් කූල් කරයි.
Park Avenue. Long-lasting fragrance. Unshakable confidence.
Perfectly Swiss Tech Aluminium. ඔබත් කොටේෂන් එකක් අරගෙන බලන්න.
නව රෙක්සෝනා ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ඩිෆෙන්ස් 72 hours order protection සමගින් පිරිමින් සඳහාමයි.